Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone, and welcome once again to Tuesday Talks and Tips. Today we are having episode 16, and if you haven't heard about Fast Track, then you'll hear about it this hour. Fast Track is a new Toastmasters Fast Track program. I am belaboring the term. We are also going to have a very unique experience today in the sense that our presenter, Carole McCulloch, has been taken ill, seriously ill, food poisoning. I really hope that she's not requiring hospitalization. Anyway, she is suffering from a severe case of food poisoning and so cannot make it, but because she's the proactive person that she always is, she had sent me a recording that she wanted me to review a couple of days ago. And so we will play that recording. And then after the recording, we will have a conversation. I've also signed up for the Toastmasters Fast Track, and hopefully I will be able to answer your questions since Carole will not be here. Now the next challenge is to switch over to the recording. So you are going to be viewing a what they call in sports a delayed live telecast. I hope this is going to work. Are you?
Hello everyone, this is Coach Carole. Today I'm bringing you some exciting news from Toastmasters International. They have just released the Toastmasters Fast Track. This is a just-in-time, learning-on-demand online program to help you with developing your skills in public speaking in just 30 minutes. I'm going to take you through some of the things that you'll find in the Toastmasters Fast Track program today. When you go to the toastmasters.org website, you'll find a list of menu items at the top, and the one that you want to get access to Fast Track is within Resources. Click on Resources and choose Announcements, as you can see here, and that will take you to this page. In that announcement page, there are a few things that you might like to read about, but the first one at this point in time is all about the Toastmasters Fast Track. It recommends that you share this information with someone you know who wants to improve their public speaking. And I want to share it with you today for that same reason. The Fast Track really offers you a wonderful refresher as an experienced Toastmaster, or a beginning if you are new to Toastmasters. Let's have a look at it. I also want to show you and explain to you my thoughts about how the Fast Track could be a really great way to introduce pathways to your new Toastmasters. They don't have to worry yet about choosing their path, working out their goals. They know they've come to your club to improve public speaking. But this is something that they can do by themselves at their computer before they come to your club. They can learn the basics. In the Fast Track program, you'll cover the basics such as speech preparation and how to do that effectively. They'll also learn the effect and impact of vocal variety. And of course, it will show the all-important body language that we can use when we are presenting our speech. The program will allow you to watch presenters and learn about their style, what their presence is like on stage, and how to structure your speech. So come with me as we have a closer look at this new program called Fast Track. The first thing you will see when you get to the announcements page and click to learn about Fast Track is an introductory video. I do encourage you to listen to this particular video. It's quite a nice overview of the Fast Track. I'll let you explore that video when you go to Fast Track. If you are sold on the idea from that little video, you might then wish to purchase. And it's so reasonably priced. For the price of a latte, $4.99, you can purchase this Fast Track program. When you get your Fast Track purchase approved, you will then be given access to your new learning space called Toastmasters Fast Track. And here in your learning space, you'll be able to work through the lessons that are provided for you. Very simple navigation. You work through them one by one, from self-assessment right through to what's next. Here on this screen, you'll see that there's a self-assessment at the beginning, advice on recording yourself giving a speech, then a couple of videos, one on speech preparation and one on vocal variety. There is a third one on body language, and then some instruction and advice on how to analyse your own speech as you watch your own speech. And then finally, your own self-assessment at the end of that period of time. And yes, you can do it all in about 30 minutes. It finishes then with instructions on how to continue your journey. The self-assessment is pretty easy to do, and you simply click on the box that says take your assessment. A few simple questions that will help you structure what you're going to learn about public speaking. The navigation is really simple. Once you've finished one piece, it will pop up a reminder with 3 options. Either go to the next, stay here, or go back. Very easy to operate. This is the page that instructs you on how you can record yourself giving a speech and allows you to download a document that will give you those instructions. It doesn't say which process or which software to use to record your speech, but I have some ideas for you on that. This is what that instructional page looks like, part of it anyway, and it tells you how you can get set up to record your speech, how you can stabilise your camera, stand a good distance away, record in a quiet environment, and make sure the room is well lit. Today I'm doing mine through Zoom, so it's quite simple for me to speak to you with all of those pieces in place. If you are doing this for yourself and you have a smartphone, I would highly recommend that you get the Voice Recorder Pro, an app that sits on your smartphone, and you can use that to record your speech. It allows you to work through the process very simply, even giving you instructions on what to do with the Voice Recorder Pro. You can save it, and you can share it, and you can play it back to listen. So if you are wanting to just record your own voice without the use of video recording, please consider Voice Recorder Pro. I also think that the Fast Track program is useful as a refresher for experienced Toastmasters. When I looked at it, I thought it's really giving me some very strong reminders of how to develop one's own style. The speakers enthused me with their story structure. They also impressed me with their stage presence. And I learned so much more about the strategies that I could put in place for telling my own stories and presenting on stage. I also believe that it was a real confidence booster for me. I have been a Toastmaster for some time, but now and then I need a reminder on how best to prepare my speech, record it, and analyse it. So I found that this fast track helped me to do that. This is what the video lessons look like when you go into the fast track program, and you can start and stop the videos as often as you like. And the presenter is a lovely, bright speaking person who will introduce you to other speakers in that training program. She has some wonderful tips and a beautiful presence on screen. Very easy to listen to in the video one, which is all about speech preparation. And then we leap into some of our famous speakers who have been right at the top of their game and have become the International Speaker of the Year. I won't give the game away on who this person is, but his style is a must to look at. So he comes up in the video 2, which is all about vocal variety, and he does it so well. The third video is all about body language on stage, and this person really has that down pat. He is an Australian speaker, also world championship status, and I won't give the game away. You'll need to go and have a look and find out who this person is. The presenter then wraps up the set of lessons and summarises what you've learned as you work through those video lessons. And she does it really well. She then advises you on where to next and how to find a club. Now, for those of you who are watching this video, you've already found your club. For others, you may need to go to the toastmasters.org and use the Find a Club option. I also believe that the Toastmasters Fast Track program would be ideal as a mini speechcraft, because I think it's a wonderful way to introduce Toastmasters to non-Toastmasters. It really sets the scene for how they develop their skills through competency-based learning. It provides wonderful examples of exemplary speakers and really motivates participants to prepare well for their own speeches, even before they've become a Toastmaster. I also believe that using the fast track within a speechcraft program would enable vigorous discussions on evaluations of the speakers themselves. So do consider it worthwhile. For those who are now venturing into finding a club, this page will show you what it's like when you go to the toastmasters.org page to find a club. And when I've clicked on Find a Club, I have asked it to find the clubs that are in my local area, which is in the northeast of Victoria. And there are 3 clubs here, are Albury Wodonga, Indigo Speakers and Wangaratta. Now each of these clubs meet on different days of the week and different times of the month, so plenty to choose from. So do consider the northeast of Victoria clubs and find your club to practice your public speaking. Once you've gone through the Toastmasters Fast Track, you might like to explore the Navigator. Now this is accessible as a downloadable document that you can have and store, and it takes you through the steps that are involved in a Toastmasters meeting, what to expect, who is leading the meeting, what happens at the meeting, what do I do, and it also covers the Pathways program, which is the education program for the Toastmasters itself. So I do urge you to go deeper into Toastmasters and have a look for the Navigator. So I've come to the end of the presentation today. I hope that this has enticed you to consider how you might use the Fast Track program and help yourself or others to learn skills in public speaking, just in time and in a Toastmasters club.
There you are. Thank you so much, Carol. You are, I'm sure, going to be listening to this. Thank you so much, Carol. I had raised my headset. So thank you so much for that presentation, Carol. And at this point, if you just joined, I see some others have joined since I started this session. It's a little bit unusual. We had somebody speaking, and if you're hoping to ask her questions or give her your comments directly, that's not going to happen because she is not with us right now. That was a recorded, it was a pre-recorded session. And if you're also wondering what she's talking about, why are those clubs mentioned there? She had recorded that session for something in her district, District 73, down under, literally down under in Australia. Nonetheless, the session will continue. I personally have also signed up for Fast Track. So if you have any questions, I hopefully will be able to address them, not with Carol's fabulous accent, but at least hopefully we'll be able to address them. Before that, though, I wanted to add Carol had mentioned Speechcraft as one of the programs that would really benefit from using the Fast Track. There is another Toastmasters program, which I personally am very excited about incorporating Fast Track, and that is the Youth Leadership Program. By a show of hands, let me see how many of you on this webinar right now or this session have tried doing a youth leadership program. Has anybody done it? Okay, I see some of us have done it. Now, I have it here in front of me, so let me refresh everyone's memory that although the youth leadership program covers other things that Speechcraft doesn't, such as introduction to chairmanship, we elect, or the youth participating elect officers, so they learn parliamentary procedure, they learn other aspects of being a youth leader. In addition, though, session 3 or session 2 is introduction to public speaking. Doesn't that sound familiar? And session 4 is organizing your speech. Session 6 is gestures in speaking. And session 7 is voice and vocabulary. So wouldn't that be a really good fit for Fast Track to be used? What I'm planning to do, and I'm really excited, I'm already forming a team that will probably be another HPL just for fun, is to do a youth leadership program, incorporate Fast Track, have all the participants sign up for Fast Track, because note, they don't have to be Toastmasters to sign up for Fast Track. What Carol did not show in her presentation, because she wanted to just have a short one, was that you would have to create a separate account. You can use your Toastmasters ID or your Toastmasters email address, your password. If you want to have fun, you can even use your Toastmasters number, but it is a separate part of the Toastmasters website. It is where you purchase Toastmasters on demand when you buy the recording or the live on demand for the convention. That's the same area. Okay, now that I've promoted youth leadership program and Carol did a good job with Speechcraft, let me open the floor or the virtual room to questions or comments or anything, clarifications. And I know Mary is always fastest on the draw. There.
Okay. Okay, I write it down as I go along. The thing is I guess you answered, is this intended for individuals or for or clubs to show it at your club meetings, or how is it?
Yes, I knew you were going to ask that question. I knew somebody was going to ask that question. The purchase, the $4.99, which is really the price of a latte or cappuccino or whatever favorite cup of coffee you have, that purchase price is individual. Okay,
Individual?
note
Okay.
that. And then when you go in, like I did, because I purchased this, there is uh, like a not a disclaimer, not a warning, a trademark, but something anyway. On the bottom of each of those videos, it says not to be shared. So that's why I was thinking the approach I would use for youth leadership program is whoever the sponsor club is or whoever is paying for the youth leadership program material, we would add $5 or $4.99 for each participant so that each participant would have their own fast track account. So
Okay.
then when we would be in a class, they could all open up and go into their fast track accounts. So if it's in a club environment, for example, an open house, ugh, I ah, it would probably not be, I think it would be in violation to show all of those videos. However, the first video, the one that says introduction to fast track, that is public and that one doesn't have the warning that says don't share. That's about 4 minutes and 28 seconds. That one you can share in your club and then encourage your club members to sign up for their own $4.99 account.
Oh,
With,
that's great.
yeah,
Yeah.
I mean
That's,
it's really good. I mean, like Carol said, and Carol is a very good speaker. Like she said, and I agree, it reminds us, experienced Toastmasters, of, oh, yeah, right. Yeah, we need to do this. We need to do this. So it's very helpful for experienced Toastmasters, but more so for prospects or for new members. It is fantastic. I don't know why I didn't know about it. Carol mentioned this a few days ago, about a week ago, and then she sent me that thing that I just played, and I'm like, ah, how come I didn't know about this? But I think it's not very well promoted. Even the location on the, did you notice where it was in the Toastmasters website? It was under resources. And when you click on resources, it's under announcements. Who goes there? I don't go there. It's not really that well publicized. So now everyone on this video or on this session and anyone who's listening to this later on, go to it. Check it out. It is worth checking out. I see somebody has posted something on the chat. Oh, hi, Peter. Welcome. Peter, what time is it? Uh, Peter is in Europe.
oh, he's 6 hours ahead. Oh,
It must be like past midnight, huh? Maybe he
No,
just.
it's hello. It's 5:24 precisely a.m.
a.m.
Okay.
It's
Okay.
past midnight.
Oh, yes, because you're in Finland. You're not in London.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. You're
Okay.
in Finland.
No.
And there
Hmm?
are 4 time zones in Europe. Well, welcome, Peter. Wow. Waking up so early to attend. Well, Peter, did you
Well,
catch
it's
the
it's
entire
no
session?
no 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 big deal. No big deal. I will have my morning coffee and then I'll go out to work
Oh, okay. Is
in a couple of hours.
your
No worries.
morning latte. Okay. So, Peter or anyone else, do you have any questions or comments, or has anybody else on this webinar been to Fast Track? Has anybody else even heard about Fast Track before this session? Yeah, Trish has. So Trish, please unmute yourself and share whatever comments. You're still muted there.
I have I heard about it probably, I don't know, a week ago, but I saw it on a post somewhere on Facebook, and I was going to look into it then. Got busy, but because of the session tonight, I wanted to make sure that I had checked it out, poked around, decided to go ahead and sign up, and have gotten through two of the first two steps in my lesson. That's as far as I've gotten. The next one was a video, and I hate to say this, but I'm having problems getting the sound out of the video. So I'm sure it's a setting that I've got thrown somewhere in my browser, but I need to get past that. But I'm looking forward to the whole thing about recording a speech. I was not expecting that one in the very first lesson, but okay, if I can do the Zoom sessions, I can figure out how to record a speech.
Well, I actually, thanks, Trish. And I actually found that it resonated with me because in my personal training business and disclosure, I mean, nothing to do with Toastmasters. I've been a trainer for 30 years. So in my personal training business, when I do communication enhancement programs, what the first thing we do is to record everyone, like totally, like they go, oh no. And I say, no, be happy if you make bloopers. In fact, if you want, make it as bad as you possibly can so that then you can say, hey, I've made a lot of progress when we end the class. And we really have awards for most improved speaker, most, whatever. We have different awards. So, yeah, I like that because it puts you right there at the beginning. It gets you engaged. So now you're really listening to everything else because you want to see how well you could improve yourself, and also you just get involved from the get-go. So yeah, I like that. Anyone else? Has anyone else tried Fast Track? I'm not surprised. No, I don't see. Let me see. Let me switch to gallery. Yep. Let me see. Now that I'm on gallery, has anybody else tried? No, Dennis is smiling. Well, see, it's it's now, we always say Toastmasters is the best kept secret, not that much anymore, but this is seriously the best kept secret of Toastmasters. I did not know about it, if not for Carol saying. Shout out to Carol. Thank you, Carol. Let me see. Any questions? Yes, Mary. Back to
Yeah,
you.
that Voice Recorder Pro, is that charged for? Is that included in the $4.99 or?
Good question again. I love how Mary comes up with this really, she hits right to the core. The Voice Recorder Pro has nothing to do with the 499 because the 499 is access to the fast track, the one that Carol went over. And remember, she could not show the videos because it said you cannot share the videos. But if you count everything that you get in the 499, it's incredible. You get the introduction video, which can be shared, and then you get three other videos. One was the organizing your speech, the second one was the vocal variety, and the third one was the body language for 499. Plus, then, of course, you get the self assessments, which is the self assessment is really short. It's just it's nothing like the self assessment for pathways. It's a one pager. It just asks you, okay, what do you think about? Let me see. I will see if I can open up mine. Uh, Go ahead if anybody has another question. I'm going to see if I can open up. I took a screenshot of my self assessment. Hmm. In the meantime, if anybody else has another question. But anyway, to your point, Mary, the Voice Recorder Pro is a separate thing, which if you use an iPhone, it is resident in your iPhone. You just need to download it on your app. But there are a ton of other recording devices. If you have a smartphone, like they suggest in the lesson, just use your smartphone, just prop it up. See, I use personally, I don't know if you can see it, I use this as my stand when I use my iPhone. So it's rubberized here, so the phone will won't slide down, so I put it like that. Oops, sorry about that. I don't know if you heard. I was listening to the debate.
I heard something.
When I click my iPhone. So let me see if I'm not sure there. Let me see if I managed to save the assessment. I'm just clicking it right now, but in answer to your question, Mary, no, the Voice Recorder Pro is a separate application, which you can use several others. Anyone else
Well,
with, yes,
yeah,
go
I
ahead.
looked. I'm so sorry for interrupting. I
Go
looked
ahead.
it up. This Voice Record Pro app that is available for the iPhones and the Apple Hemisphere. It seems to be free.
Yes, yes, it is on your iPhone. If you use an iPhone, then it would be resident on, you just download it. But there's
Okay,
so
okay,
many
okay.
others, so many others. And let me see if I can, yay. I think I did do that. Sometimes I think I did something and then I realized I didn't save it. The good thing is this time I did save it. So this is how the assessment, I have so much stuff on my screen. Let me move this down so I can open it up. Oh, sorry. I cannot access the clicky. Ah, what are you seeing right now? Let me see. Sorry, you're seeing that black thing which we've been trying to figure out. We cannot figure out what's causing that black thing on the screen. I think when I touch my mouse, that shows up. So I apologize. But let me show you the assessment there. Hmm. Uh, outline view. Sorry. Can I know it's really too small, I guess, for you to see. Outline slide view. Come on. Shush. Ah, sorry guys. You're seeing me fumble around on my screen. Huh. View. And somebody, if you can see what I'm not hitting, tell me slides. That should be
You
normal.
should be able to go into show mode.
Yeah, that's what I just did a while ago, but I see I can't hit it because it's too far. I can't hit it on my computer. I can't access it. It is, I hope I don't end up showing you something weird on my computer. Oh, you know what? Let me expand this. There. Whoo! I was semi minimized, not totally. There. And sorry about the black thing. I can't move it. See? I'm not touching it. We were doing this earlier. I don't have the black thing on my screen, but hopefully you can see the pre-assessment
Mhm.
has 1, 2, 3, 4 has 6. See, it just disappears on its own, the black thing. So the pre-assessment has I am confident and can uh, and calm when speaking. I understand the structure of. I didn't touch the. Oh, okay, internet unstable. I hope I stay up. So all of these questions on the left side you answer before, and then your they recommend that you save it. It actually doesn't save itself anywhere online. So this is what I did. I downloaded it. I mean, I screenshotted it and put it into PowerPoint, and then later on you go back and then you do the post assessment, which is on the right side. It's kind of really super basic, but I think they wanted to keep it that way so it would not be intimidating. And this was the Carol had a little bit of it, but it didn't show the discussion. So these are the 4 steps for recording that they recommend. Stabilize your camera, stand at a good distance. They're actually just suggesting that you use your phone. Hold it facing yourself. Avoid setting the phone too low to the ground, stand a good distance, and all that. So let me stop the screen share and see if there are any other questions. There you are. I hope that helped you, Mary, and everybody else. So, any other questions or comments or like, what? Yes, Trish, go ahead.
I added a link to the chat window if anybody's looking in the chat window. Looks like this is being run off the Toastmasters on Demand platform.
You're right.
And so if you have kept a link to Toastmasters on Demand, you can simply go out there and you'll see the e-learning option as well as the sign in or sign up over on the right-hand side.
Yeah, and for those who are not familiar with Toastmasters on Demand, that is the area of the website you go to when you purchase a an access or you purchase access to the international convention. It is not in the store. I'm going to write to Toastmasters and suggest that they put it in the store because some people just go out of habit to shop because that's where you think you take out your credit card, right? Not in announcements or resources. Kind of counter. It's not very intuitive, but hey, I guess they're not really business people. They were just thinking, hey, we'll develop this. Okay, any other questions or aha
Right.
moments like, hey, I can use this for this or that?
So I have a question concerning the views of fast track. For those who have done speechcraft, how would you compare the percentage of what you've seen with fast track to that?
Okay, is that Chris talking? Because I'm not seeing.
This is Chris.
Okay, Chris. And Chris, I thought at first you were Chris Poole, but obviously not. So, Chris, do you mind telling me what district you're from?
I'm from District 50.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
I, I'm the area director
Okay,
of that.
wonderful,
So
Chris.
I'm considering doing a speechcraft
Okay,
for my
wonderful.
DTM, and I'm looking at the fast track. It seems to be, based on what you all are saying, a piece of an introduction. If speechcraft at a minimum is 4 lessons, it appears that there are already 3 lessons in
Well,
fast track.
well, let me ask you first. Have you purchased the Speechcraft manual?
I have not.
Okay, so I have it's not as pretty as the newer version of Speechcraft. It's an older version without the full color, but Speechcraft, the content still the same. So Speechcraft has, you mentioned the minimum is 4 lessons. Well, that is that's I would personally say I've conducted countless speechcraft programs. I would personally say 4 is only if you absolutely must, like people have to travel long distances or whatever. But the table of contents, and okay, you can't see it, so let me read it. The table of contents has 8 sessions. So when you talk about 4 lessons, what you're actually saying is you get 2 sessions or 2 lessons and try to compress them into one meeting or one session. But the recommended speechcraft is really 8 if you can, 8 different sessions, or at if you can do 8, 6. 4 is really compressed. Now, I had to say that because fast track, as the name implies, is fast. It is not speechcraft. What I would recommend and what I'm going to challenge one of my area directors to do, or somebody who's working towards an HPL project, is to take Fast Track and embed it into the speechcraft sessions. Just like if you caught, I don't know, Chris, if you were here when I was explaining the youth leadership program, just like with the youth leadership program, I would embed the corresponding fast track videos because there are three lessons that have videos. One is the organizing your speech, the second is the vocal variety, and the third is the body language in the fast track. And both the youth leadership program and the not so colorful old copy of Speechcraft have those three: organizing your speech, vocal variety, and body language throughout the sessions. So I would embed those videos in those sessions, but I would definitely not, like replace Speechcraft with a fast track, because the other thing is that fast track will require individual access. You would be breaking Toastmasters copyright if you would use your own access and share it with, sorry, with your class. Sorry, I hope that I've answered your question, Chris. I'll be happy to I'll be happy to send you a screenshot later on of the sorry, the topics in Speechcraft. You can also go to the store, to the TI store. It is available in the TI store. You can go to the TI store and download the information. I'm sorry.
Can make it.
I wasn't expecting to do much talking this session. As usual, I'm just usually the moderator. But since Carol couldn't make it, hand me the water, Trish.
Well,
Okay.
apparently
Could I ask? I'm sorry. Go ahead, Chris.
no,
Sure.
apparently my question got you all choked up. You did answer my question. It sounds maybe like it could be two ace or three ace, but definitely more incorporated. And I had actually asked earlier in the chat of each person purchasing their own to keep with compliance.
When the suggestion was made to use Fast Track, is this in addition? Yes, I just saw your question now. And I'm sorry if I'm looking away. I have two screens. So yeah, it is in addition to Speechcraft. You would have to have each member of your Speechcraft class purchase this. And again, since apparently you don't have the manual in hand yet, I wanted to suggest that you can use Speechcraft as a recruitment tool. Build the cost of Speechcraft or the price of Speechcraft, include into the price the first 6 months of membership, $45, and $20 for joining fee. If you're doing it with a corporation, they won't even bat an eyelash because a half day program with other training providers would be anywhere from $200, $300, $400. So if you provide quality training, they would just shrug and put it under employee training budget or employee development budget. Chris, I'll be very happy to help you in more detail later on. So let's go to Peter now. I think Peter had a point or a question.
Yes, thank you. I was thinking if there's a do you have a link or something to the video you just showed us? I would like to see it again because I had some log on issues to get on this meeting, so I think I missed a minute or two in the beginning of the presentation. And of course, I could use it to show it in some of my brick and mortar clubs.
You
So,
mean the
yeah,
video?
the video that Carole recorded, the one you showed us.
Okay, the challenge with that is there were a couple of weird slides towards the end when she was talking about find a club, and she did you catch that when she mentioned clubs in her district? If without the context, people watching that will go, what? What are you talking about? So, what I'm going to recommend is I will ask her for a video without those last few slides. Or you have access
Hmm.
to this entire webinar, you will have access to this, and then you could just play that segment, like stop it
Yeah,
after.
yeah,
Yeah,
just to clarify to any audience that this lady is representing another part of the world, and what the club she is
right.
referring to is it's it's out of scope in my sense, as
Right,
I'm in another part of the world. Yeah, thank you.
right. Absolutely.
Yeah, a link would be nice. Of course, I can search around, but if you have to have it on your kitchen shelf just like that, I would like to have it. Thank you.
Yeah, well, actually, it's on a shared Google Drive, and it should be on the chat like about, hmm, come on, chat. I was, okay. Uh, unlike Trish, who manages to do things without moving her visual perspective, there. Did you see it? It should be in the chat now. Trish and Lori, they somehow,
Yeah,
I don't know what they do.
thank you.
They keep eye contact and they kind of like fumble. They don't fumble. They just get the link and it's there. I have to look there. But anyway, you should have it. You should see it now in the chat. Do you see it, everyone? It should be there. That's the
Yeah, it's
video.
it's 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 there, all right. Thank you.
Okay, wonderful. Peter, don't ask me for $1 million, but you can almost ask me for anything. Considering you woke up so early in the morning, I am I am happy to try and meet your needs within reasonable limits, of course. Okay, so is there anyone else with a question or a clarification about? Yes, Mary.
Okay, this is getting a little off track. Not the fast track, but the off track is that parliamentary procedure. Is that in the speechcraft too?
No, it is in youth leadership program.
Oh, I thought it was scary. I don't hardly know it and use it.
No,
Anybody? Is it?
it's in the youth leadership program because the underscored word, or at least I always explain it that way, is it's leadership. So it's
Uh huh.
training youth to lead in their communities, in school, in whatever organizations they join. The one reason why I love the youth leadership program, and I'm just going off track with Mary because I love the youth leadership program, is that you actually see how youth are developing and getting more confident and becoming better leaders as they go through the program. So it's not in speechcraft. Speechcraft is really about public speaking. Youth leadership program is broader. It helps the youth to become more confident leaders in school and their community. Hmm. There. That's, that was an off-track response to an off-track question, but because we love helping people, I hope Mary and I will both be forgiven. And by the way, to bring it back on track, the youth leadership program helps clubs to recruit on the long term. Because yes, youth leadership participants cannot join Toastmasters yet because they are under 18. Youth leadership program is supposed to be for 13 to 17 years of age, but guess what comes after 17? So on their 18th birthday, we've had people walk in with their membership forms already filled out because they were already sold. They were graduates of the youth leadership program. They loved it. their their teachers, their classmates, their parents saw the improvement. So they get the money. They sign up for Toastmasters. And the fast track will make the youth leadership program even better. It's already a good program, but I think the fast track will make it better. There you are. So, whoa, we have only about 9 minutes left. So, this is the one time where I don't have to plan for a minute for the presenter to have her final words since Carol isn't here. So we have about 9 more minutes of questions, comments, or clarifications. Dennis, you keep on smiling. I have a feeling that you have a question, a comment, or a clarification.
Actually, I'm doing a speech craft right now with 6 people, and I have seen the information about Fast Track, and I just haven't gone about investigating it. But now I will after seeing this.
Yay! Yes, I seriously was surprised about the 4.99 price tag. It was so affordable. It was I think this is like, I mean, bear with me. The comparison may be sacrilegious, but it's almost like the Costco rotisserie chicken. I mean, if you guys are Costco members, you know that the rotisserie chicken is a total money loss in terms of the price of it's 4.99. It's the same anyway. So the Costco rotisserie chicken, which is also 4.99, same price as the fast track, is really just a giveaway. It's just to bring people into Costco because you know that you never walk in getting a rotisserie chicken and go out just carrying the chicken. You ended up buying a ton of other things. Well, I see this almost in that way. It fast tracks people into Toastmasters, and then they say, "Oh, this is so cool." And the next thing you know, they sign up for Toastmasters. Or if it's Speechcraft, they say, "Wow, this is such great value." Or if it's youth leadership program, they get really excited about it. I think this is one of the best things that Toastmasters has done in a long time. So there we are. If there are no other questions, comments, or clarifications, there is no law about ending or against ending 7 minutes before the end of the hour. So,
Well, I for one, I could announce that I have now purchased my own license to this system. Woohoo!
that's why you were so quiet.
No,
Okay.
I think that every decent person is quite quiet at 5 a.m.
Yeah, unless you just came from one of your Helsinki, what they call that, Oktoberfest nights, right, Peter?
Nope,
No,
nope.
no, he's Peter is one of our charter members from one of our 100% online clubs, and he hasn't been a member for a while there, but I'm still hoping that one of these days he'll rejoin. Okay, so before we wrap up this session, let me mention that next session we're going to be covering mentoring in pathways with a different flavor. I love how same words have different flavors or different perspectives depending on who's presenting. Next week, next Tuesday, we are going to have none other than one of our regular presenters, Lori Haynes, who's smiling right there. Let me see. I'm going to spotlight you, Lori. Getting ready to spotlight. There you are. Do you want to briefly tell us about next week's session, Lori?
Sure. How is Pathways going in your clubs? Are you getting people started? And once started, are they moving along? Or are they just sitting there? Next week, you'll get to see my patented, all right, not really patented, but my 5-step program on getting people started and how to keep them moving along in Pathways. You won't want to miss it.
Wow. Oops, I thought I canceled the spotlight. There you are. Thank you so much, Lori. Sorry, I already canceled the spotlight, but I think Zoom just loved you so much, you're still on camera or on screen. But anyway, folks, you just heard it. Next week is going to be Lori's brand, maybe not branded yet, but Lori's brand of mentoring in Pathways. So even if you've done the Pathways mentoring program, this is something else. As she mentioned, this is how you mentor people, move them step by step within your club. I'm looking forward to it. I hope you are looking forward to it. So, hope to see you all next week for episode 17 of Tuesday Talks and Tips. In the meantime, I will end the recording now and bye, everyone. Have a wonderful day, evening, midnight, wherever you are.
Thank you.